Hello TikTok. I just wanted to say hi and make sure that you're having a fantastic day. But one of the things I'm talking about today is self-portraiture, and we are looking at Andy Warhol. From the quote earlier that I hope you all read, is that you want to, when you're making self-portraiture, it sometimes is an expression for you to search for ideas. And that is something that I went through honours. But it wasn't the reason why I was doing self-portraiture. It's because I really needed to look at myself as a subject. That's another important thing to remember with self-portraiture, is you are your cheapest model. No one else is going to pay $0 to be your model unless they are a really good friend of yours. So just make that really clear right out of the way. So that is something to keep in mind. The other really important thing to think about with self-portraiture is it allows you complete freedom of expression. So that's one of the things I was actually reflecting on last night with my portraiture of my grandfather. Am I actually doing it for the respect of his life that he gave to me? Or am I actually doing it to mourn to go through the process of mourning, which that's what's happening to me right now, as I'm processing the death of my grandfather. And that is something about what art is. It's about processing emotions, and self-portrait is really valuable in being able to express your own emotions to the world, because those emotions that you feel, someone else has felt those emotions. Someone else has actually just really already lived that. And then they look at that artwork and they think, wow, I know what that means. But it's something that words cannot explain. That is what art is about. And that's what's really important to remember as an artist, is you just got to remember why you're an artist. Fuck the money. We don't need that. But we do need to make sure that we can always look after ourselves. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about critiquing as well, and why it's important to everyone's art practice. As like the last little thing, just at the end of the video, that is really important to all those artists right there. So critiquing is really important, because when you're looking at your own artwork, only you can see the perspective of that artwork. However, when you get someone else to view the artwork, especially if they have more knowledge than you, it is so important, because when they critique the artwork, they're not you looking at the artwork. It is suddenly someone else's eyes looking at the artwork and being able to engage with a part of you. And then they try to tear you down to shreds. So you've got really two options here. You take in the advice and you believe it with every word. Or, now this is the hard part, to decide to defend yourself and explain why you have chosen to do that process. So that is really important to think about when you have people critiquing your artwork. Do I want to trust their judgment and everything that they want to say? Or am I just willing to stand my own grounds and on my own beliefs, as well as have complete belief in myself? Or the third option is you're taking a little bit of both, because the person giving you critique is actually caring about the progress of your artwork, especially if they are someone who is an artist who has been through the critiquing process. Now, this is probably one of the most important things in art school that you'll actually ever have to do, is learning about critiquing. Anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely day and you're able to fill your life up with a bit of art, and that you've gotten value from talking to me this morning. Have a lovely day. Peace out.